top 5 contender for happiest album cover of the year. What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're an indie artist looking for an album review and some promo, you can hit up Luke at redmattersite.com. But right now, we are going to talk about this new album from D.R.A.M, which stands for Does Real Ass Music, and this one is called Big Baby D.R.A.M. Now, D.R.A.M is an artist from out of Hampton, Virginia, who's been at it for quite a while. He has some mixtapes and EPs circulating, and the first time that I really heard of him, and I think for a lot of people, was when he came out with that song ChaCha, which really got a lot of play and is definitely one of his biggest hits. This was also the track that a lot of people said Drake bit when he made Hotline Bling, and D.R.A.M is obviously aware of this because he talks about it a couple of times on this album, including on Misunderstood, where he says that niggas tried to appropriate him, but he just couldn't stand for it. I actually think the sound on this song is kind of interesting. It has a bit of an 80s rock feel to it because of how the piano and electric guitar just build up in this epic type of way. And this song was pretty cool. It also has a feature from Young Thug, who is a little bit more subdued than usual. So he's not screeching and crazy all over this one. So you might actually be able to appreciate it because he just has that kind of light auto-tune sound that he's known for. Not any of that crazy shit that he sometimes does in some of his verses. But the other thing about this track is that you really get acquainted with D.R.A.M's singing style, and also throughout this whole album, really. It's not that he's a great singer, although you will hear him hit some fine notes once in a while, but for the most part, D.R.A.M has a very goofy singing style. There is a bit of a charm to it, and it definitely makes this project sound fun, but I wouldn't say that he's a very great singer, although once in a while, like I said, you will hear some really sweet notes and a couple of nice harmonies throughout. Now, as for other features, you got Erykah Badu on Wi-Fi, which is just a sexy and sensual track, although I found it kind of corny how they painted that picture of Netflix and chill, and I didn't think their vocals really blended together that great, but a lot of people like this one, probably one of my least favorites, and another one of my least favorites comes from another track that has a feature, and that's the single called Broccoli featuring Lil Yachty. I think if you like Lil Yachty, you'll like this track because even the beat has that feel to it with that glitzy synth sound going on. And there was this little flute that kicks in on the chorus that I thought was kind of cool because it does remind me of The Legend of Zelda. But Yachty is on here in typical form, just with that dull sing-songy flow with a little bit of auto-tune on there. And he has this one line where he says that he's going to beat the pussy up like Hulk Hogan, which I guess means he's going to drop some racial slurs, maybe give you a leg drop, and then try to sue you like he did Gawker. Because Hulk Hogan is all over the damn place these days, man. Hulkamania is definitely running wild. But as for D.R.A.M's part on this song, I thought it was alright because he kind of talks about his come up and how ChaCha changed his life. And I like that one line where he says that he's just trying to get every game on Sega, which I can't really hate on him for that, man, because Sega got some damn good games. You could get the Sonic series, Shining Force 2, one of the greatest RPGs of all time, of course, Gunstar Heroes. I could go on because Sega had a pretty good library. So I appreciate what D.R.A.M was saying on that one, but this song was definitely not one of my favorites. Just wasn't really a fan of that beat too much, and I'm not a big fan of Lil Yachty either. But even by just these couple of tracks that I've talked about so far, you can really tell that D.R.A.M has a very versatile style, and he comes with a lot of different sounds on here, including on Out of Sight, which has this danceable, funky groove that sounds a bit like something Kaytranada would produce, and he can come through with some very smooth, mellow type of tracks as well, like on Monticello Avenue, where we get this very loungy style track, and he's just singing to an old love of his about rekindling the flames. So with this wide variety of songs, it is kind of cool and interesting. It does show off his versatility, but it also makes this project a bit of a mixed bag. I think for a lot of people, you're going to listen through this, maybe like a couple songs, hate a couple other tracks, and maybe find some other ones that are all right. I think you would definitely need to have a broad taste to really enjoy this one from beginning to end. And there's also not really any strong lyricism or strong themes to tie it together, because sometimes when you have a versatile project, if there's a concept or an ongoing theme or something like that, it does keep things so, you know, it's a smooth ride, but you're definitely not going to get that on this one. But it's also pretty clear that this isn't supposed to be a deep project, man. It just has a very fun feel to it overall. I mentioned his vocals, how they're kind of goofy and silly at times, just in the way that he twists and stretches his vocals and his harmonies. And some of these songs are just all out fun altogether, man. You got the song Cash Machine, which sounds as bright and fun as the video looks. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. This just has D.R.A.M enjoying his success and all of his money. And the song Cute could be filed under fun as well, but I thought this song was just extremely cheesy, the way he's singing on there. I think you're cute. I think you're cute, over this beat that sounds like it was made with FL Studio stock sounds. It just kind of sounds like a video game beat, but not in that charming video game type of way. It just does not sound that great to me, but I think some people might like this one. Again, it has that sort of Lil Yachty sound to it, in my opinion, so that might be a track people are split on, but I definitely didn't like that. And I actually think D.R.A.M is at his best when he's just keeping it simple, because he's got a couple of very smooth R&B tracks on here that just deal with love. I'm talking about songs like 100%, Sweet VA Breeze, where he goes in over this classic and crackly sample, and of course, one of my favorite tracks on here by far, In-House, where it's just very smooth and wavy. The production on this one just makes you feel like you're riding on a cloud. So I really like when he comes with that more smooth and mellow R&B style without all the glitzy production, although some of those glitzy moments were kind of cool, like Cash Machine. I really thought that was a dope track, as I mentioned. But overall, I'm feeling this one at a 3 out of 5, and I already kind of touched on the reasons why I feel that way. It is a bit of a mixed bag. The vocals are hit and miss. When he sounds good, he sounds really great. Other times he just sounds kind of silly, goofy, or maybe even cheesy, but that is a part of the charm. So I think if you just want a fun project to not take too seriously with some catchy moments and some fun beats, you're definitely going to like this one. But it wasn't something that I think is going to make my top 10. Not a project I thought was overly great, but I did like a couple of songs from this, and I'll definitely keep it and be checking for more music from D.R.A.M. So 3 out of 5 seems fair to me, but hit me up in the comments section with your thoughts and let me know what you guys think. You also want to make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, and you especially got to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.